Hey everybody, I am here with Tino Kreutzer, the CEO of Kobo, the organization behind KoboToolbox. They have been a partner of Clear Global Translators Without Borders for years, a valued partner. We really enjoy working with them. And Tino has some really interesting ideas about how language AI could be used to potentially make KoboToolbox a better product and more effective. Hi Tino, welcome. So tell me, what do you think? What do you think and what's interesting for us?
Yeah, I mean, when we think about languages, and we love working with Clear Global, obviously, for many years now, the most important fact for us is that people want to speak in their own language.
Yeah.
So KoboToolbox is really a tool for conducting surveys, doing M&E, follow-ups, and anything that you collect as a survey or as an interview for research or an email response, whether you have an old-fashioned clipboard or a tablet or a phone with Kobo on it, it allows you to look the person in the eye and not worry about the device you're using. So if I'm conducting an interview with you, I don't want to look at the phone with the form on it. So if I have a survey on it, it's not supposed to be something you stare at. So Kobo enables organizations and users to just conduct these interviews in their own language. And sometimes that means you start in French, you switch to Lingala, you throw in some Swahili words,
The little switch it.
and you go back to French. And the forum, the Kobo supports all that. So you design the forum in many languages, and then just record the answers in the way they come in. And whether that's closed-ended, categorical data, or whether it's open-ended, maybe you want to record the whole audio of what the person said.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it needs to step out of the way and support any language, because the environment that we work in response is not only. It is many languages, many countries, that's complex. And so with Kobo, we want to support that and never force users to speak a language or be sort of reinforcing that in the interview that we have.
And so how do you think that language AI can help make Kobo more useful?
Yeah, so first of all, AI, we use it already for transcription. So one of the features we added a few years ago is to allow you to conduct your open-ended responses, record all the audio, and then use AI to help speed out the process. So we actually have 150 languages supported right now.
Yeah.
So for the most widely spoken languages, you can use AI to transcribe, and it saves you at least 60% of the time that normally it would take to transcribe. If you still want to, you can do it manually. For many languages, that has to be done. Those 150 is a small number out of the 7,000 languages that I speak. The second one is machine translation. So we have a way to transcribe, translate, for example, into any language of 200 target languages.
Right.
And we're always adding more to that. And then the next thing that we're working on right now is actually qualitative analysis, where we allow different languages to be used as the source for then coding open-ended responses. We're working on an AI formula that also uses natural languages input. So all of these kinds of features use AI under the hood, but it's not AI in itself. It's always the human interacting with AI, using it as an assistant, always being in control, always verifying and labeling things that may have been assisted with AI. Because at the end of the day, if the transcript was a mistake and the AI mislabeled something, someone has to be responsible for fixing these problems and verifying them. So we always want to design it with a sense that no one can just trust the AI and then have faulty data out there.
Right. Wow, super interesting. And what do you think is going to be the impact of you including more language technology, language AI into your company?
Yeah, I mean, the first one is impact. For many humanitarian organizations, the reason they conduct data collection with Kobo is needs assessment from the very beginning, understanding where the most urgent needs are. And later on in the process, monitoring projects or evaluating them, understanding what worked, what didn't. So if you don't have these interactions in people's own natural language, in their own voice, in the languages that they're most comfortable speaking in, you're unlikely to understand what the most urgent needs are of especially marginalized populations, smaller groups that are more comfortable speaking certain languages. So you need to meet them where they are. It's the forced example. Let's say we need to speak French because the AI only understands. That's what we want to avoid. So relying on technology and then, forcing people to speak languages they're not comfortable with is a step back. We want to avoid that. The second one is if you don't understand which projects work and don't work, so monitoring and evaluation is extremely important. But we don't have your data if we don't ask people in their preferred languages. So language technology can help us again. First of all, translate the forum and make sure that we can train the enumerators in the languages that they're likely to conduct the interviews. And then later, once we have the data, open-ended, make sure we can transcribe it, translate it, and then analyze it in the languages that was provided.
Right. Super exciting. Great work, Tina. Always good to work with you. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
And that's what's interesting.